everybody, it's Drybear. We've got a bunch of Stalker 2 news to go into, including a brand new patch that is labeled as a release candidate being added to the DB in Steam. Now, this just went up a couple hours ago as of today, and this is a release candidate for this. Now, we know that from their list, they're looking primarily at crash fixes, performance, and various other quest problems, preventing people from completing the game. Not only are there issues in the beginning of the game for completing quests, but there are also plenty at mid and late game, and some critical ones as well that prevent people from being able to finish the story as well, which I won't go into detail because it is spoilers, but just know that they're going to be focusing on that primarily, and they've mentioned that some of the other things that have been big points of contention for the community are not being addressed in this patch. Now, aside from crash fixes, performance issues, and main quest progression, they have mentioned that they're going to look at some minor gameplay and balance adjustments, including fixing the price of weapons with upgrades installed. So they mentioned that this could be an issue where weapons are being charged the full price as if they were fully upgraded, even though a weapon could have no upgrades on it at all, which would mean the price would be way out of whack. And this is one of the top 3 issues for people playing Stalker 2 right now, is how much it costs to repair things. They've also talked about NPC behavior and how emissions affect them as well, some cutscenes and visual fixes, and some general soft locks as well. But their main focus is going to be crash fixes and main quest progression. But on the topic of things costing too much, this is a big discussion point in the community. You have tons of memes like this one, annual meeting of all the technicians that have to repair gear in the zone. When you trigger a grenade trap and realize that not only did you take damage, but now you're gonna have to repair all your gear. Or when you find those shattered glass anomalies where you walk through it too quickly and you can take a bunch of damage, and there's meme spawning of people saying, I'm never going to financially recover from this. And to be honest, the further into Stalker 2 I go, the easier it gets for me, even on the veteran difficulty. So I could definitely feel the contention from different sides of the community. I even recently put out a video going over some good mods to use in the game if you're looking for it, and it's a major split of people being very appreciative and saying these mods have helped me a bunch, and a bunch of people saying you guys are rookies in the zone. If you use mods, you're not a true stalker and you should get out of here. Now, some of this comes down to choosing the right weapons as well. There are weapons that have upgrades related to wear and tear, so you can lower the amount of durability loss when you use them. You can also put your weapons away if you know you're going to be going through an area that has lots of damage. I've noticed that the weapon I have in my hand tends to take more durability damage when I go through radiation, gas clouds, broken glass anomalies, grenades, explosives, tripwires, things like that seem to have a big impact on the weapon's durability in general. And also the armor durability isn't really as bad as I was thinking, but I think a lot of this comes down to the limitation in the weight limit, being able to carry more things with you. The fact that if weapons ever drop below 40% durability, they're worth nothing without mods. And on top of that, the quest rewards tend to be in the realm of like 500 to like 2,000 or maybe 3,000 coupons, whereas a lot of the repair costs for the best gear range from anywhere from 8,000 to 20,000 coupons. So you're talking about anywhere from like 3 to like 8 quests worth of coupons in order to repair a single piece of gear that's just then going to be subject to more wear and tear and eventually be destroyed again, so you have to go repair it. There was even a point in the story, which I won't spoil, but you are given the opportunity to gain a unique weapon from a choice in a cutscene, and I was really excited. I wanted to collect all the unique weapons in the game and hold on to them. However, when I was gifted the unique weapon from the cutscene, it actually was at 0% durability. I don't know if it was meant to be this way or if it was like damaged because of, like, in the cutscene it got wiggled and thrown across the room on accident because of a bug. I don't know if it got damaged from that or if it's supposed to be 0% durability, but the repair cost for this new weapon that I got was 18,000 coupons to even use it in the first place. And all the discussions about the game are not lost on the community manager as well, and he's been busy responding to a bunch of questions and has confirmed that he's been actively reading all of the Reddit discussions, the Steam forum discussions, the Game Pass discussions, and everything about the game in general. So let's roll through some of the responses just so we're all caught up and up to date. The first one is that they have confirmed that they are working or at least discussing the idea of mod support. Because I know there's a lot of people on Game Pass specifically, or just on pure Xbox, that are unable to add any mods to the game. And some people are purists that enjoy the game as is, and some people want to be able to mod the game. And I think since they made their source source code available for all the original Stalkers and all these crazy mods have started, Stalker has become a very heavily modded or mod-leaning community. So they're talking about potentially baking in some of the mod options for people that may want to use them on Game Pass version or on Xbox. Again, the CM has confirmed that they are reading the Reddit discussions and the Steam board discussions and are very aware of the main topics that are being discussed right now. And a lot of those are already being discussed and solved internally and are being on lined up for future patches and changes coming soon. And he also makes a distinction between the things that can be solved quickly versus some that are a little bit more complex, things like hotkey issues or some of the stability issues that they're having trouble tracking down the root cause of them. And they also talk about some of the systems that are being addressed, but the solution is not as straightforward as they would like. So some of the more complex systems that may be a little bit more time or effort for them to solve properly, and we'll just have to wait for those specifically. Of those, the primary one is the A-Life system, and is probably one of the biggest topics right now in the Stalker 2 community, and is wondering, people are wondering where it is, if it launched at all, is the system even there, should it even be working? People are data mining things and discussing this as a whole, and some people are saying that they're just simply not going to play the game until A-Life 2.0 is fully instated in the game and working properly, as to them, that is the biggest part of Stalker and why it's so special. But he does confirm that they're talking about mutant balance, day-night cycle, economy balance, fixing bugs with A-Life as their primary focus right now. And they mean this primarily just to say that they're not ignoring the community. They are working on all things at once and trying to get things rolled out. They have prioritized some things like crash fixes and quest progression for people that are unable to finish the game or get through certain quests. And some people have complained about the fact that they have to constantly reload saves because quest progression gets stuck, or an NPC gets into a bad state, or they lose trackers on a map, or things just don't work. And I think for them, from their perspective, fixing the AI versus fixing people that can't even play the game is a little bit different. In other good news, they mentioned that they are pretty much in line with the community on asking for things like binoculars and night vision goggles. These are huge asks that get asked repeatedly on most discussion boards for the game itself. And so they mentioned that they're pretty set on they'd like to add binoculars, not immediately, but they are talking about getting into the game. People have data mined some basic strings and some DB entries for items that can be used as night vision goggles for the player, and they are discussing the visibility of nighttime, day-night cycles, and adding night vision goggles and binoculars to the game, just not in this first patch. He also confirms that yes, right now A-Life is only just spawning enemies around you. There's a lot of effects in the code that are meant to work that are just bugged right now around simulating life, factions, and development of NPCs in the game, but currently it is really just spawning enemies around you. And they do confirm that they intend for A-Life 2.0, once it's fixed, to function as intended, to simulate life in the zone, not just have bandits spawn and attack you. Going further to say that at the moment you can't really sense the progression of the NPCs, their relationships, and how they develop between you as well as between other NPCs in other factions, and there's just a lot of discussions right now on how they can get that working properly. And then once we have it working properly, there's going to be some questions on whether it is correct and is what it should be. But so far right now, they're saying just hold on and wait, we're working on it. Now obviously this isn't the best of news for many people, especially people that really like the dynamic feel of Stalker games and their NPCs and AI. People saying that it shouldn't have shipped if one of its core features wasn't functioning properly in general. And a lot of people say, well, I've had some bad experience in the past trusting developers that say, trust me, bro, it's going to work. It's not working now. So let me know what you think about the A-Life 2.0 situation right now. Should they have delayed the shipping? Are you enjoying the game, or are you pretty pissed that they didn't ship with these features as part of the game? And are some of the AI or lack thereof ruining your experience and taking your immersion away when you're going through the zone? That's what we've got today for Stalker 2 news. Hopefully we see more about this upcoming patch. They did mention that later this week, hopefully before the weekend, we'll be getting the new patch for Stalker 2. And of course, stay tuned to the channel. We'll be checking in on that as it does come out. Let me know what you think about Stalker 2, how far you've gotten, and how things are going for you down below. If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people. And don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.